Picture this. You're standing in the checkout line at Target. Your cart has $87 worth of stuff in it. The cashier asks if you want to pay with your debit card or credit card. You pull out your debit card without even thinking about it. That decision, that 1 second, seemingly meaningless choice, just cost you anywhere from $1,200 to $4,800 this year. And here's the thing, you have no idea it even happened. My name is Chase Hamilton, and I spend way too much time thinking about the tiny financial decisions that silently drain thousands of dollars from average households every single year. And today, we're talking about one of the most expensive invisible mistakes in personal finance, one that 67% of Americans make multiple times per week, according to a 2023 study by the Federal Reserve. So let's break this down. Here's what most people don't realize. Every time you choose to use your debit card instead of a rewards credit card for a purchase you were already going to make, you're essentially deciding to leave free money on the table. Now look, I'm not talking about going into debt. I'm not talking about spending money you don't have. I'm talking about the exact same purchase, same item, same store, same amount, but choosing the payment method that pays you instead of paying nothing. Let me show you the actual math, because this is where it gets interesting. The average American household spends about $5,000 per month on expenses, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's $60,000 per year. Now let's say you're using a basic 2% cashback credit card and paying it off in full every month, so you're not paying a cent in interest. 2% of $60,000 is $1,200. That's $1,200 per year you're just not collecting for doing literally nothing different except swiping a different piece of plastic. But here's where this gets even worse. A lot of people qualify for better cards. If you're traveling occasionally, you might have a card that earns 3 to 4% back on certain categories. Some households, optimizing their credit card strategy, are earning between $2,400 and $4,800 per year in rewards. And the people leaving that money on the table, they're making the 0.01 decision. They're choosing the path of least resistance at checkout instead of the path that actually pays them. Now you might be thinking, Chase, I don't trust myself with a credit card. I'll overspend. And look, I get it. That's a real concern. According to a 2022 study from MIT, people spend about 12 to 18% more when using credit cards compared to cash because it doesn't feel as real. But here's the thing. That study compared credit cards to cash, not to debit cards, because functionally, using a debit card feels exactly like using a credit card. You're still swiping, you're still not handing over physical bills, the psychological pain of payment is nearly identical. The only difference? One pays you back, the other doesn't. This is what I call the illusion of safety. People think using a debit card protects them from overspending, but the truth is, if you have poor spending habits, a debit card won't fix that. You'll still overspend, you'll just do it without getting paid for it. The real issue isn't the card, it's the budget. Let me give you a metaphor. Choosing a debit card over a rewards credit card because you're afraid of debt is like refusing to wear a seatbelt because you're afraid of getting too comfortable while driving. The seatbelt isn't the problem, your driving habits are. If you're overspending, the solution isn't avoiding credit cards, it's fixing your relationship with money. And once you fix that, using a credit card responsibly becomes one of the easiest ways to build wealth passively. But wait, it gets worse. Because we're not just talking about the $1,200 you're leaving on the table this year, we're talking about what that money could have become if you invested it. Let's run the numbers. Say you're 30 years old. You start using a 2% cashback card today and invest that $1,200 every year into a standard index fund that averages 8% annual returns. By the time you're 65, that decision is worth $261,000. Read that again, $261,000. That's the cost of the 0.01 decision, compounded over 35 years. You didn't have to work harder, you didn't have to cut your budget, you just had to swipe a different card. And here's what kills me. Most people will hear this and still not change their behavior.
Why? Because it doesn't feel urgent. Losing $1,200 this year doesn't hurt the way an unexpected $1,200 expense does. It's invisible, it's passive, it's the financial equivalent of a slow leak in your tire. You don't notice it until you're stranded on the side of the road. Now you might be thinking, okay, Chase, but I don't want to deal with another bill. I don't want to track multiple cards. It sounds like a hassle. Fair, but let me reframe this. You're already swiping a card. You're already checking out. You're already making purchases. The effort is identical. The only difference is which card you pull out of your wallet. And paying one credit card bill per month that you were already going to pay as a debit transaction is too much work to earn $1,200 a year? Then we need to have a bigger conversation about your relationship with money. Because here's the truth. Wealth isn't built by massive, dramatic life changes. It's built by small, intelligent decisions repeated over time. And this is one of the easiest ones you'll ever make. So here's what you do. Step 1. Get a no annual fee cashback credit card. There are dozens of them. Find one that offers at least 2% back on everything or rotating categories if you want to optimize further. Step 2. Set up autopay for the full balance every month. This is non-negotiable. If you're carrying a balance and paying interest, you've defeated the entire purpose. Step 3. Use it for every purchase you are already going to make. Groceries, gas, subscriptions, utilities if they allow it, everything. Step 4. Take that cash back every quarter or every year and invest it. Don't let it sit in your account. Don't spend it on something frivolous. Make it work for you. That's it, 4 steps, and you've just turned a 0.01 decision into a 5-figure or even 6-figure wealth builder over your lifetime. Look, personal finance doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't require you to become an investor guru or live on rice and beans. Sometimes building wealth is as simple as pulling out a different piece of plastic at checkout. The 0.01 decision costs households thousands. Don't let it cost you. If this helped, hit that like button, subscribe for more finance breakdowns that actually matter, and drop a comment if you've been leaving money on the table without realizing it. I'm Chase Hamilton. I'll see you in the next one.